So, hello everyone, this is Valderan. Sorry for the delay today, but as you remember yesterday I had a couple of issues as I ended the stream, and I just had to make sure that everything was actually working as it should. So apart from that, I'm loading the game and everything seems to be working as it should. So that's the good news. More good news is that hello Wicked, you are early on today. I have not cleaned up yet from yesterday because as I crashed out of the game, I actually never got to do that, but hopefully I can quickly do that when we get to it. So that is always a little bit of an annoyance, but other than that, I will say everything is great and peachy, and we are ready for another great exploration run through the galaxy, hopefully coming a little bit closer to the center of this galaxy, because that would be nice. So I'm a little bit sorry, this is going to take a little bit more time than normal, but I will make sure that everything is as it should be, and not go totally haywire from the beginning. Let's see, I put things on the wrong ship even. Now that's always the problem when suddenly something do other things than you expect, and as the game kind of crashed out on me yesterday, and the same with my streaming tool, so it kicked me out very roughly, but it seems as everything is actually fine now. And that's the important thing, things work as they should. That is always the nice thing. We don't want things to actually work wrongly and not do as we would like them to. We get such weird surprises when it actually does that. So while I'm sitting here talking away, I'm also just cleaning up, so everything is actually where it's supposed to be, at least for now. That only lasts as long as it goes for me to change my mind and start doing things a little bit differently, but that's that's the prerogative of being a gamer player, that you can actually set things up like you like them to be. So that one I want to have somewhere here. I don't know if I'm saving way too many of these, but only time can actually reveal that. So we have cleaned up, it didn't take too long, so let's look at the frigate missions from yesterday and see what they bring in. So sorry Wicked, I had a little bit of a trouble yesterday evening. I don't know if you noticed it, or if you were still on, but everything crashed out just as I was going to say goodnight. And that made me very suspicious whether something was not working or something, but it seems everything is fine, so I hope the best, otherwise I will have another one of those moments. So how are you in your mountains? Is everything fine and good? Okay, not a lot of coins I get today, but a lot of sellables. Ah, that's nice. So you can see the progress as well. Sounded so cool with what you described. That is really something. That's the only thing I miss where I live now, because we have a lot of countryside, but no mountains. Britain is quite flat, most of it at least. Of course, if you get up to Scotland, there is a little bit more mountainous, but it's hardly what you would call mountains in the rest of the world. Okay. So we are almost there. It's always nice to get everything sorted out. There we go. Almost. So. No, it's coming up with holiday time for me, so I was sitting earlier and thinking a little bit about the plans I gave yesterday, and I think they will come fine together. The only thing which has thrown a spanner in the works if we actually get on Game Pass the update tomorrow. I would like to start the expedition, but if I can't, I can't. That's how it is. So, 2 balance, 2 voyage, and the combat. So train and trade and industrial is not in use. Good. It's all about getting it right. There we go. It's not hard to get 5 stars rating. Yeah, no, I know that, and most is quite quite fine when we talk about it. So it's not like anyone puts a demand. It's more my own interest because I like to do those kind of things, and as most of my No Man's Sky gaming is online, then I kind of like to keep it that way. Even I must admit, I do sometimes play other saves offline. That is, but it's kind of good entertainment for people to see, because I know there's a lot of people kind of thinking they might not be good enough, or whatever reason they have, and I actually like to show them that anyone can do everything if they want to. It's not that hard. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So I have done all the normal stuff. I put that on. So I will go back where I ended yesterday. And that will actually be where we start rushing towards the center of the galaxy today. So let's see if we can sell any of the things we got put on us. The bomb goes immediately, so I don't get stuck up with that. That's good. That one was good. I'm almost reaching a billion again, and I actually went a little bit not make too much money mode, but it's difficult when you are a hoarder and you are really trying to do the things you normally do. That is oh, I was stupid. I should have taken that on my freighter. That was kind of stupid, but you know, that's one of those things. I will just get it as I come around. And that's always nice to do that. Sorry. Oh dear. This is one of the things that that will have to wait. I haven't even opened my window yet. Well, let's see how long I last without. I would say it's not been so overly warm today here, so get that fungal mode, then it's done. That's one of the risks taking missions when you kind of end your game session, because you don't always remember them when you start up. Well, I don't at least. Tend to, these moments is always a little bit tricky. So that's what I'm looking for. Toxic planet, so I need to make sure that's topped up at least. Oh yeah, I had that running yesterday. Oh dear. I was running to the big gold medal. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I actually have not added them. There's a lot of things I haven't done yet. Okay. But yeah, that's a possibility now to subscribe as well. That is very kind. Why I came here, it was the bunker cluster, but so now I got enough to hand it in, but I do take a little bit extra. Not that I'm greedy, but it's actually nice to have a little bit extra than you need, because again, I'm a hoarder. I kind of like to add that little bit extra, because you never know when you next time need it. And then, well, if I had remembered it on my ship, then I wouldn't have been here now, but that is Well, I always call it my human nature. I don't know if that is correct as a predator, but I don't need that now. It's a couple. One predator following the other six-legged predator. The only thing is it might make me a meal deal. So that's the part you don't really know. You sometimes have a tendency to see you and think you are an easy target. I like tinned food. As always, I need a lot of dihydrogen. So, even though there was sentinels on this planet, I actually decided not to avoid that part, because that is, of course, the most convenient one. So I did the mission, and it probably tells me to go and put it in a trade station somewhere, which is on this planet, yeah. 4 minutes away, that's a little bit long. Meaning that's not necessary to sit and spend the time for that. That's so brilliant with this game, is that there's a lot of small tricks which actually does that you don't have to waste a lot of time as getting from point A to B, because you can choose go A to C to B, where C is out in space, and then you can use your pulse engine, which gives you a humongous amount of speed compared to any other means. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay. I think I might be seeing things that's not there. So that's the good part of actually delivering goods to trading posts. That is, you get a shopping trip you haven't planned for, even though I might have planned anyway, but you just get there and you get kind of 2 in 1, which is always nice, I feel, when you can do different things at the same time. Okay. One of the red ones. And as I said many times, this is a game of such law. So such law would be the one I miss, is the one with the best thing ever in.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Okay. I think there is bad weather coming, so quickly check if there's anything up here. I didn't think there was, so okay. The safe place to be when it's bad weather is in your ship. Not many ships visiting here. Might be because the planet is toxic and not very nice. But that's an assumption. I wouldn't know actually, so I finally got through all the nanites from yesterday. I found a curious deposit with a lot of runaway mode, so it is a little bit unfair because I don't really need the nanites, but you guys who might didn't get them. But you can get them yourself when you find them on planets. So just look for curious deposits. It's normally a number of look like rock balls, and you shoot them up and they give you fungal mold, and they give quite a lot every time. So and then you refine the fungal mold and it comes out as nanites. So I got a mission done, which is it's always good to do them. I don't know if I should talk a little bit about missions, but I earlier always said that don't start them too early because you might actually not be able to do them, and that is absolutely rubbish because some of them is very easy. Do things like scan creatures. The worst thing you can experience that you are sent to a planet with aggressive sentinels. Yeah, that sucks. But on normal, it's more rare you encounter that. So I would say anyone can do them, except this is level 6 mission, so you might not get them. But kill 4 sentinel quads. You need to be geared up so you can deal with them, and when you can, then those missions is actually okay. I do take them from time to time. I don't do them in one go, but I take them one at a time, and in that time when I have the mission, if I get more coming along with kill quads, I just take them no matter the reward, because it ends up that I do one mission and get rewards from 5, 6, 7, depending how many of course I get. So, but always see what is it you have to do, and can I do that? Unearth an ancient artifact. That's very easy. The only thing there is you might fight some environment on a planet, and worst case there's aggressive sentinels on that planet, but again, it's relatively rare. Repair damage item, half of the time those are bugged for me, but that doesn't mean they would be for anyone else. So I would say it's easy, even though you might need some items to repair that item. So that could be an obstacle. But again, these are level 6 and 9. So you probably won't even get those kind of things. But the missions will all be kind of the same. I don't think there's many which rotates, but some is very easy, some are not. I already talked to him yesterday, so. But I would say, give it a try. Don't be shy, and forget what I said earlier about waiting. Look at them as soon as you can and see if you can get something you can do. The rewards are relatively good, and it gives you standing with the guilds, and the better standing you have with the guilds, the quicker you start getting gifts from them, and the gift is again handy rewards. They are worth it because you don't have to do anything to get them. You just go and talk to the guy, and when you're up at top level, I sometimes get nearly 600,000 coins just for saying hello to them. But also other things comes in, and it's not a bad thing to get those. I absolutely love things I get for free, no matter what it is. It might be something a little bit silly, but who cares? I get it for free. I don't pay for it. I don't spend time building it or anything. I just get it. And with anything in this game, if you don't like it, you can always sell it. And who doesn't like money? We all do, in one way or another. And I know I'm about, in a couple of weeks' time, to adventure out on a new save where I'm not allowed to spend money, and that is going to be very, very challenging to actually progress. But I believe it's interesting enough to give it a try. So I just hope that the viewer that gave me that challenge is coming on before, because I would like to kind of finalize the rules. Otherwise I will have to do it myself, and I will ask some of my viewers to chip in with rules to it, and of course monitor that I am not cheating, which I wouldn't be, but I am normally standing with my word, because if I promise to do something, then that's what I do. And also, I will be starting a Permadeath save in a couple of weeks' time as well. And my board is a little bit that Permadeath and the no money challenge will be running on alternate days, because Permadeath is going to take a lot of concentration to stay alive, hopefully. Well, they might both be quite challenging, because I have to concentrate in a whole other way, and I suddenly have to be very creative with certain things. So yes, I know I'm farming carbon because I suddenly realized I didn't have any. And that is a rare situation for me. Again, I could have filled up from my freighter, but I actually didn't think about it. But these hydroponic bays that is around, they will provide you with some, and I found out when I played survival game that it is actually very handy to fill up, because on the survival game there was a lot of sentinels no matter where I went, and when I tried to farm carbon among other things by killing a forest somewhere, there were sentinels saying no, 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 don't farm resources. Well, they didn't speak to me, they just warned me that they were monitoring and keeping an eye on me and making sure I didn't have too much fun playing. There's a traveler. So each base station, the missions change, and so do the rewards. This one, hunt low level pirates, it's a level 2. That should be doable. I'm going to take that. Not that I need a two cryo pumps, but just to make a demonstration. Scan minerals is the same as scan flora. You go to a planet and scan a number of minerals. This is a level 1. Well, these 3 are all. But if you take killed creatures, kill 11 and kill 10, they can both be done in the same run. And because I'm so high in levels, I get a hefty amount of units. You wouldn't do that if you just started the game, but eventually it comes up. Mind control device, you would probably not need that until you start having your freighter and the frigates you send out, but I'm not really looking at the rewards, but more the missions themselves. Then there's Raider Planetary Harvester. There's a word of warning with those kind. There is sentinels, and very often, depending on the level on the planet, the higher level, the more grave is the sentinels there is. However, it can be done by rushing in and out very quickly. I say there is a video on my YouTube about doing these, and you can actually blast in and blast out literally without fighting. So it is doable. This one is a level 7, but you can get them from very low levels as well. So a little bit about missions, and for some reason I took one, and the guild guy I talk about is sitting next to the guy with the missions. He's representing one of the guilds. You can see the 3 banners up on the wall is one from each guild, and you gain standing with them by doing missions for them. So that's why it's important to actually start as early as possible. And when you get up to, I think it's already from level 3, then they will start giving you something. And you see, you just talk to them, and they give you a gift, you can accept it or you can decline it. But if you don't want a gift, then don't talk to him. Accept the gift, and he will give you. This time it was nanites, 466. That's actually not bad to get without doing anything. So my suggestion is do missions as early as you can, and just kind of try to know your own strengths. Don't go out and get killed 10 times to do a mission. That's not really worth it, because that's where it will make you doubt your own abilities in the game. And it's not you who's bad, it's the environment / sentinels that is stronger than you are. And that's not, you should not feel any shame or anything over that. We all been there. We have all sometimes thought, oh, it's easy, I can do this, and then, oops, I couldn't. I'm very good at getting cocky, and that's one thing I desperately need to limit when I'm playing Permadeath, because cockiness will get me killed. And in Permadeath, if you get killed, you lose the game, meaning that your save game is gone. So that would be starting all over again, and well, try again. And I have a feeling that will happen, but it doesn't encourage me. I'm up for it. So this is the pirates, and to be honest, it doesn't take you a lot of power to your ship to be able to actually deal with the pirates. Rule number 1, always keep your shields topped off. Because the shield is your lifeline. Without your shield, I'm trying. But welcome to this is supposedly the easy pirates though, so but as I just said, don't get cocky either, because that's where things goes wrong.
Technology recharge.
I have sometimes forgotten what type of game I was playing, and then suddenly, oh no, that was not good. Well, the thing is, the further into the game you get, the better ships you get. The better you will actually perform against pretty much anything. And just remember that the lifeline I already gave you, keep your shield topped off. And there's a little hint there, because you need some resources to do that, and you need to make sure you have that. Because otherwise, suddenly you don't have a shield, and when you don't have a shield, then it goes fast. But yeah, I must admit I didn't even need to take this mission, but it was to show a little bit that pirates come in 3 different degrees, from easy to hard. The hard one can give you some horrifying battles sometimes. But if you remember what I said, keep your shield topped up, then you will be fine. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. I like to actually help people. So the more the merrier. Get some live in chat. That is also, and I do have viewers which is very experienced. So sometimes it ends up in discussions whether we go left or go right, in a humorous way, because we all agree on there's only one way which is correct to play No Man's Sky, and that's your way. So there is no right and wrong. There is sometimes easier ways and there's more hard ways, but whatever fits for you, that's how you play. So I took a mission which handed me 2 cryo pumps, and they are worth roughly 3 million units. So money wise, it's a good one to pick up if you can early, but that's the thing. It's not always that they come up with the real good ones when you are newer to the game, low in standing with the guilds and the different aliens. So I'm pretty much done in this system, so I will venture forward towards the center of this galaxy. So, Comrade Gamer, are you a No Man's Sky player yourself? Are you experienced or are you new? Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's more so I don't sit and explain obvious things. That's a little bit tedious sometimes. We have my Permadeath mentor, as I have started calling him. Wicked is also on. He is a very experienced player, and he's very good at giving hints and tips sometimes. I just wanted to check you were still there, Wicked, because I know sometimes you go and get food. Make me hungry with all the delicious food. You say you're farming activated indium for units. Isn't that rather low income? Yeah, well, you did warn me. You said you had the constructors there, so... Yeah, I thought it did, but I kind of went away from farming all the precious metals because I didn't feel there was a lot in them. What am I doing? I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, I started producing luxury products, as I call them, the so-called valuables. That's one thing which is a little bit funny because you can refine gold and silver into platinum, but then you lose money. That used to be a good one as well. Thank you for subscribing. And welcome to Riverwind. Actually taking that off for now. Some rooms are... thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I feel someone pushed a little bit for me to play Permadeath, and it suddenly got people to follow, so I'm very happy and I'm very grateful that it has gone that way. But the best thing I feel is we have a very, very great community here, and a lot of very helpful people. So if there's ever something which someone needs a little bit of help with or advice on, they are just there. Especially if I can't that happens. There was a question about PS playing yesterday. Yeah, PlayStation, and I have no clue, but luckily Wicked knew, because I remembered he was playing on PlayStation as well. So, and that's the good thing when people can actually help each other and give a little bit of advice when needed. And I like that, and all in a good, nice tone. I think I only once was a little bit annoyed with someone. And he was going to eat people of different ethnicity, and that went a little bit far for me. So I needed to just unwrap these and see what they bring. That is something we can look at. That's not bad. So, if there's questions or comments, always feel free. The chat is open, everyone can participate. And I will always try my hardest to help when people need it. And then there's all the other things we sometimes talk about. That we've been around many things in the late evening. Sometimes the game doesn't really provide any inspiration, but then we start talking about everything from food, travels, movies, pets. There's always something. Oh. So here's one which is a level 1. Everyone could technically do that. Deliver an item. That is in general quite easy. You choose the mission, you get an item, and you're told to fly it somewhere in another system normally, and it would be on a trade post you hand it in. And for this, you would get an exosuit expansion unit. That's actually a free slot for your exosuit. That is worth a lot of money in the start of the game. Locate a missing person. That's relatively easy. However, sometimes you meet with an informer which would tell you where that missing person is. And he might want some bribe, and that might not be straightforward to get to. And then we're down to, if I'd taken the kill 4 sentinel quads, then I would by default have taken this one as well, so I accumulate them. But this is not at the beginning of the game. I would wait until I'm... Yeah, I know, and I will, but I have not really had the opportunity to do it today, so I didn't expect it to come that quick, but I will. I have a week of holiday coming up, and that will be used for, among other things, to set all these things up. I think No, I thought I had it just at hand, but I didn't. So no, I need to set all the things up, and it will be done, of course. That is. I did set my alerts up, but that was just because I was playing around with it when I set the follower alert up, and so well, one day maybe I will get subscribers as well, so let's do that immediately as well. So well, the thing is, I'm Danish, and we have that stance that it might come one day, but it's not right in the cards right now, and then sometimes the day comes quicker than you expect, and but yeah, I will make sure that when I come back from holiday, a lot of things will be set up as it should be. And I hope you bear with me until then. I haven't even gotten all the new things that can be. So I need to spend a bit of time doing that. Where are you? That way. So even though I don't really need to make money, I can't help it, but I need to kind of continue playing as I normally play, and it might sound a little bit odd that I say I don't have to make money, but one of the things I tried to do was to reach the absolute maximum of coinage you can get, the maximum of units, and I managed to do that. And then I was kind of, okay, what now? What do I do now? Because my play style is pretty much trading together with a lot of other things, but trading has a big part in my play style, to be honest. Thank you, Vegan. And the thing is that it's very hard to teach a dog new tricks, which I know is rubbish, but that's something completely different. But I do try to play differently, and the funny part is, and which I actually have found out, every time I start a new save, it doesn't become the same game, because there's always things which goes different, and as I very often say, this is a game of Sod's Law, so what you think you need, you won't find, and what you don't need, you will find in abundance. And that's kind of funny, because sometimes people online has been sitting saying, oh, I can't find that fill-in resource here, no matter how hard I try. And I land on a planet, and there's plenty of it. So, yeah, and I feel that well, thanks to your driving me to Permadeath, that was what did it. But yeah. Well, I'm doing one of the things I love in my life, and that's playing computer games. Which I got my first computer, which was not entirely mine. We were a couple of friends which actually built a computer pretty much 50 years ago. I was around when I was 20. So 45 years ago roughly. And my pal, who was a electronical engineer, so he had way more knowledge than I did to the hardware side and all that. He did most of the building, but a lot of the programming and keying in and burning EEPROMs and stuff like that fell for me. So I kind of took that direction, and he went the hardware kind of. But I got magazines from the US with games in, and you had to type them in, and we didn't have any storage at that time, so you had to type them in every time you wanted to play. And I remember one of the first games I actually got converted, because it was not entirely line for line possible. It was not fully compatible, so I actually had to sit and fiddle around with it as well. But that was a game with snails, which was racing, and we could spend whole evenings sitting with that. And I was sold. That was where I went into this is what I want to do with my life. Some years later, I got when the computer started to come into the home, ZX and Commodore, Atari, and all those started being, well, affordable. That was probably more the key word. I went that way very quickly, and I've been gifted playing with computers my whole life and working with them as well. So yeah, I hope so. Problem is I'm playing on Xbox Game Pass and they are sometimes a little bit slow. I have Steam as an alternative, but then I will have to play on another save than I normally do. I have 2 different accounts, but if there's drops, I will sort it out somehow. I'm always very keen on doing that, and because I'm playing it myself, I get the drops as well. So yeah, I want them also, if there is any. Yeah, we will. Now I would like to play the expedition. That is, I'm actually looking forward to them when they come, because that's a little bit different things, and you have to think differently sometimes. I have enjoyed them so far. But I'm very curious with the rumors that we are going to get a new race in No Man's Sky. A new race of aliens, so that is going to be interesting to see how that actually pan out, if it's true. I always have it a little bit, as long as it's rumors, you don't know if it's true, then things can change. Oh, that's a paradise planet. Yeah, but last time there was update on Xbox, had it on 10 minutes to 8, and I start streaming at 8. That was very tight. Yeah. Oh, I will be playing that a couple of days just to try it out when it releases. A good thing it's on Xbox Game Pass, so I don't have to pay 60 quid to get it, because then I would not be playing it. I don't like Bethesda's approach to their games. They always come blasting out that now they have the best game in this genre, and everything else is absolutely shite. And I think that's a wrong approach. They might be right, but to be honest, I remember when they did that, when they launched their MMORPG, and that didn't really go well for them, because they could not oust neither World of Warcraft nor what is called Guild Wars. That they didn't do that, and they were even overtaken by the Dungeons and Dragons one, Neverwinter Nights, which is so filled with microtransactions. So it's I love that universe, but I can't play games which is based on microtransactions. Either you pay for it, or you don't. I don't mind paying for a game. I don't even mind paying 60 quid if that's it. But then don't come afterwards and say, well, the game is 60 quid, but if you want to play it online, you have to pay 10 quid a month or whatever it is. Then I feel it's a little bit that you didn't say that in advance. And if you want me to pay every month, why is the game not free and update automatically online then? Because you want to make money twice? That's a good business model. Jesus, that's one big one. I thought it was two. But yeah. No, I think the timing from Hello Games is impeccable, and I kind of was expecting something, but you know, it's not always it is as it is, because last time they came with something, it was just the Mac version and the Nintendo Switch, I believe. So there wasn't really, and then of course bug fixes, which is always good, and they are very good at doing that. So it's funny, it's the same icon for these two, but it's two very different things. So bear with me a second, I have to open my window. This computer room I have made myself here would be lovely on a cold winter's day, but it's not so good when it's warm outside. I need to come up with a smart fan solution. I have a fan, but I'm so scared it actually make noise in the microphone, and that's one thing I don't want. I find it very annoying myself if you're sitting listening to someone who has this zzz going on all the time. So yeah. I am trying to treat others like I want others to treat me, so. But as I said, I need to find a solution, but it will. It's a little bit worse if I put up an aircon, because that hums as well. There. So I will say I apologize a little bit. I am kind of rushing through this universe because I'm kind of gotten a little bit tired of it. Yeah, same here. And it's been kind of grey all day, but still warm, and I have a feeling it might end with some thunder and lightning, but which is very lovely when you live in the countryside, because you can see it out over the fields, and it's much more spectacular than if you live in a town or city. So I need to make sure I keep this running. It is very important, because otherwise I spend a lot of time in the end of the day. And that's the curse of a hoarder, believe me. Okay, we had that yesterday, so that was... It has been a little bit of sun in between, but the clouds have been quite collecting themselves. But no wind whatsoever. This area is known to have a little bit of wind and a lot of rain, but yeah, we have had rain, but not overly much. And I actually felt when we lived down south, it was much more heavy when it came down. It's not here. There's a little bit of drizzle, and then it's fine for a couple of hours. Then there's a little bit more coming. That's how it seems to be. So I always take the boxes that appear there is on trading post, because it's free stuff. I like free stuff. I also take them when I'm out down on planets and walking around. So it's not just when I'm on trading posts or space stations or other places. I tend to take as much as I can, and if it's free, it doesn't take a lot of effort.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
So what's up, Wicked? There's a black hole there. Actually, suddenly got an idea. Weird idea, but that's how ideas sometimes erupt. I also need to look after a planet where I can gather some fuel for my ship. So I actually don't want the space station, but I want to land on that planet because it's a paradise planet. And then I can call my freighter to be here. That's actually a good place close to the center. Well, closer to the center. I normally take it with me when I go into a new galaxy, but so this is called the Paradise Planet. Doesn't look very paradisey for me. The thing is, I like blue water, green grass. Purple grass and yellow-brown water is kind of a warning sign for me. That is but that said, we all have different references. I mean, it's still what categorizes it as a paradise planet is that it has water, a nice stable weather system, and it used to be no sentinels, but a couple of updates ago it was actually introduced that you could run into sentinels on all types of planets. But what it will say when you look at your scanner, it will say something like spread thin. That means you might not encounter them, or you might encounter them all the time. I normally do the little gathering test, because then you can see if they come immediately, then you know they are probably a little bit dodgy on this planet. So but spread thin doesn't actually mean squat when you are out and about, because it still means they are there, and well, they might think you are intrusive to the environment. Just saying. So I wanted to call my freighter to here. And if I could ask Hello Games to do something for me, that would definitely be only to highlight the missions I mark here. So if I put a mark on, I want this followed, then that's what is done. Not everything else by mistake, because that is quite annoying. It keeps coming up. This one I could actually remove, but there's no need for that, to be honest. So I scanned a couple of animals. I got my freighter into this system. That's a good place to have it for now. Not that there is any particular benefits having it close by, but I feel it's a little bit easier when you don't have to teleport 7 galaxies away to get to your freighter. I like to have it close by. That is not what I think it is, no. Our. That, my friend, is how it is. I would say it was mainly the evening here, late afternoon, where the sun was out. Because I just thought about the dog was laying in the shade of the trees, so there was actually kind of a bit of sun here as well. But I was out this morning, and that was a little bit of drizzle, not much, but just enough to grease my window, and it's so typical when it's been good weather, and then you have a lot of bugs on your windscreen, and then it starts raining, and it turns into this paste of dead animals. So I'm sneaking towards the center. I'm coming in close to 100,000. I had hoped I would do the jump before my holiday, but as things stand, then it's a little bit either or. No, that's rubbish to say. As things are now, it probably might be postponed, because if I'm playing Expeditions tomorrow, then I won't be playing this. And then there will be a couple of days Expedition after my holiday, and then Starfield, and then Permadeath, and no money challenge. So, wow, it's a little bit out in the unknown at the moment, but I don't think it matters much when I do it anyway. So. But the thing is, I'm always curious to see what's the next galaxy.
Units received. Product received.
So we can sell a little bit of what we got earlier. That's always a good thing. I do like to earn money, and yeah, I know there has been discussions whether you should make money or not make money, or I mean, who cares? This is my game. I play like I want to. You play how you want to, and that is absolutely fine. This is exactly a game where, because it's open world, you can do whatever you want. And no one should ever question that. So, earlier I took a mission with easy pirates. Now I take one with hard level pirates. And hopefully, I repeat myself, but hopefully it will be not too difficult, but if it is, that's the game for you sometimes. Come on. Why didn't I put that on? I was silly, I just removed it and didn't put a new one on. That was like taking the last cup of coffee and not put something fresh on. That is absolutely rude. I just realized something. I can't actually see what I'm doing here. Not that I need to see what I'm doing, but it's kind of nice to be able to say just if I need to. I'm such a muppet sometimes. That's I don't need to see myself. You should not have become a pirate. You should have been a farmer like your dad. So, as I said, keep your shields chopped off. the harder your opponents are, the more you need to be on top, because some of them has very powerful weapons which can drain very quickly. So just make sure you keep an eye on your top left line. Yeah, don't sit and watch that all the time, because you need to look what you're shooting at. Right? So just put a eye up sometimes and look. Flew into me. This is like World of Tanks. They try to ram you sometimes. Normally it's with smaller ships than yours, so it's absolutely stupid. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, you put your shield on again. No, you didn't. See, some ships are very fast and some are not. And it depends a little bit on the type, on the what's actually they are set up with. And you can make your ship faster as well by upgrading things like the pulse engines, and you can do things with it that give it a little bit of an edge. This is a Sentinel interceptor, and it is by default slower than a fighter, for instance, but I find it much more maneuverable, and it have a punch when it shoots. But that punch I have created myself, to be honest, because that's the choice of gun and how much I have put into it. And you can do the same. That's everyone can do that. It's nothing special. And it's not like I have special superpowers or anything, because I don't. I am just an average player like everyone else. If I should say something I'm good at making money, I'm good at surviving. The surviving part is because I keep my head cold most of the time. I took a mission which gives storage augmentation. I collect that because I have more than this ship, so I do want to fill all the slots out in all my ships. And then I will get new ships, and I start all over again. That's the way of keep you on the toes all the time. Keep grinding, keep grinding. So yeah, I'm sent out to find a clue on where the dig site is. So as you're sitting watching, then I will give you a spoiler. It wants me to find a monolith. In case you didn't know. But if you weren't sitting watching, I wouldn't tell you. So it needs me to go this way for 700. And that is also called units. Yeah, I could take my ship and fly that way, but I have very bad experience with doing that because I always end up going the wrong way. And then I'm suddenly much further away than I was when I started. So I kind of taking the consequences of that and just run. Oh, I haven't scanned it, but never mind. So a good thing is always to do the scan after you have used your jetpack, because even though it looks like you go in a straight line, it's very often a no, because then I stray over here, there's boxes, so I need to pick them up. Could be something I could use. Oh, it was a box of nothing found. Okay, that happens. And then suddenly I am going the wrong way, and if I don't check, then I just continue the wrong way. And if you bounce into trees and other things, I think I need to go over there where the bluish light is. That would be a good guess. Top of something, was. Then the funny part is, was my ship? Ah, okay. Sometimes when you then look at your ship, it's only half the way away. So the game has sent you out on a round trip. So it wants something to give you knowledge of the past. 25 more died. I have that, and you can get it from certain plants, or you can get it from killing animals. So if you end up on a planet where you need it and don't have it, go kill some animals. So that's why it wants me to go 28 minutes. I wonder if that's on foot. That's not going to happen. I'm lazy, so I am going to okay, it showed that way. So maybe I should go the right way around. So when I'm in ship, it says 2 hours. Until I put speed on, then it's down to very quick. It's normally not too far away, but that said, I have sometimes been sent to the other end of the planet, so nothing is guaranteed, nothing at all. So I can see there's something there. The thing is, don't park your ship in the middle of it, because you need to dig some holes, and such law is that you place your ship on top of where you want to dig, so I just make sure my shielding and my health is up. So this is a dig site and it will show artifact fragments, which is actually keys to open the large artifact crate. So, and there's Gravitino Ball, and I will say you can take them or it. However, as soon as you do, sentinels will emerge. So you need 3 of these to open the big one, so that's always the first thing to get. Tells me I have 2 out of 3, that's nice. The game is very helpful most of the time, so my weapon is depleted. That means I need to fill up. It does have a tendency when you use it to deplete. Oh, this is just there. I went over on the other side of the building because I know that it probably was on the other side, so. So this is a mission, and I was told to go here and dig this up. A box of synthetic coins. And when I look at the value on it, it's 1.4 million units. And the good thing with these missions is that the client don't want the artifact, he just want a scan of it. So now he has told me to go to a trading post where I upload a scan of it, and it lets me keep the artifact. So you get that as a bonus on top of the mission reward. So these missions can be very lucrative. Some artifacts can be over 2 million worth over 2 million, and that is not bad. Plus what you then else would get. So I said I'm good at making money, and that's unfortunately not always a positive thing, because that gets slightly boring over time just doing that. There is other things which is more interesting to actually get into. And the good, I think I pushed a number of buttons there. But the good thing with these type of quests, missions, is that there's no time limit on. You can take your time. The only thing is you have to upload the data from here. So it's scanning. Do I want to upload the data? Yes, please. So it's done. And now I can go and hand in the mission to the mission agent. And the best part is that is mine. So that makes me very happy. Because I'm also going to get the reward for the mission, which was a augmentation slot, a slot in my ship. So that was good as well. Yeah, I have put something on my jetpack which I normally don't use. It's the one which gives an extra jump. And that actually annoys me a little bit, but I don't know why I actually put that on, but done is done, and it does give a little bit more distance when I jump, but that's not a lot of trade goods here, but I take what there is. And that said, if you have resources or something valuable luxury things, always check trade terminals, because the price changes from terminal to terminal. Trade goods stay within the system, so it's consistent that what they buy and what they don't buy, but 100% that is not useful. So no distance on it. That was what I was hoping. So I dismantled them, so I get the resources used. Because when you have used it, you can wrap it up and go and get 16 or 19 nanites out of it. But it's not really worth anything. Floating crystal. I would be naughty if I didn't try and get them. That's another thing which is quite good to get. There are certain things around on the maps, and they are marked with stars. Always keep an eye on them, because some of them is very lucrative. And of course, wait a minute. Oh, this is the one I have, so. I felt it didn't give as much as I thought it would, but that was obviously wrong. I would say this is not optimized for damage, but for scanning. And I have had comments that it's a little bit silly to have two. Yeah, maybe, but it makes it easier for me to actually separate things. So floating crystals, they can be a little bit a hassle when there's aggressive sentinels. Then you will have to run and hide a lot or fight them. So they give glowing mineral, and I will say I leave it with the glowing minerals until the end, because they only occupy one stack as it is when they are sitting. But it might potentially be 3 different things. The same, I keep the ones which is crystallized as they are, because it's easier just to keep them that way, and then in the end of your session unwrap it and then put it into where it belongs. But running around having a lot of things in your exosuit which takes up slots, then suddenly, and it happens quicker than you actually think, then you are out of space, and what then? Do I have to sell something, or should I go to my freighter or base to store things? I find that slightly intrusive when I'm playing. It's kind of number of A's and B's here, but that's kind of it. Well, I will say this has been a good galaxy with S-class ships. If you look at my YouTube channel, most of them has been uploaded in small videos with glyph address and coordinates if it wasn't a trading post. There has been quite a lot in Elkupalos, more than I actually expected. And it's a little bit weird I say more than I expected, but because I kind of don't have a reference. I don't know what would be expected. So it is always kind of down to a belief, maybe, that you think you know what is the thing. Well, by the way, even when I jump to a new galaxy, I will continue making those videos, and I like to help people who wants to go and pursue specific ships. And I have found out from discussions through time on my channel and in real life as well, that we all have very different perceptions of what a perfect ship is. And I think that that's actually good, because taste and opinion is something which belongs to each and everyone. Did I or didn't I? think I did. Where did that come from? So if you wonder why I have all that trade goods, that's because I'm trading. I try to make money and it works. If you want to learn how, just watch. I do explain from time to time. And if you don't have time for me to do that, then please ask in chat, because I'm happy to share that wisdom I have with everyone. Or if you are an experienced player, then feel free to bring your own hints, tips, tricks to the table. That is appreciated, not only by me, but by a lot of people sitting watching, that sometimes things can be done much easier. That's something we all like. And if we don't find it easier than the way we have been doing since day one, no harm is done. I mean, I don't see it as disrespect if someone chooses to not take my advice. I'm feeling a little bit warm here. I think I'm going to risk my fan a little bit. If it's too noisy, let me know in chat, then I turn it off again. But it should not blow directly in my mic, so hopefully we can get the best of both worlds. But otherwise, let me know if it's noisy or make weird noises. And don't tell me I make weird noises, because I do. That's called talking. So one day I was asked why I keep talking to these guys and all that, but it's a little bit a matter of habit, because I've done this pretty much since day one. And the thing is, they give you two things. Well, they give you more than two things, but they give you standing, which I don't need, or they give you module, nanites, money. That's pretty much how it goes. There's a little bit of other things as well, but it's normally one of that, and I kind of like getting things for free. So all these things I bought at minus something on Trade Post, and here the price is plus 61%, so sell for 1 million. That means I have something like maybe up to 100% profit on it. So minus 40 to plus 60 it could be 100%. I don't calculate it because I'm not sitting having a spreadsheet to keep track on all my trading. That is absolutely not necessary. It's fine as it is. And I take it on slump. But I know if I buy it at minus and sell it at plus, I will have some profit. And the thing is, those with lower numbers in minus, for instance, this one was around minus 10 and it sells for plus 22. But look, I'm getting 8 million out of it, so I have earned some money. And that is, I'm just doing it kind of on, if it says minus something and I sell it for plus, then I have earned money. It might not be a lot of money on one individual thing, but I earn money. And it doesn't cost me anything moving it around because my ship is flying anyway. So, yeah. So it's a quite simple way of trading, but it's easy and it works. And of course you could earn more money if you kind of, as I said, put it up in spreadsheets and followed what systems pay the most for these, give the sell these for the cheapest and all that. But I don't have patience for that, to be honest. So there's actually a ship over there. No, that's mine. Don't scan my ship because that's not going to be here if you camp out. And definitely not for sale. You could get a ship like mine, but then you will have to go and chase Sentinel interceptors. Which is not very difficult either, but it takes a little bit of effort. So this is one of the lower ranking gifts I can get, but again, I kind of just say thank you and take it, and this one was not so great, and the next one might be super. You don't know. Such law. If it's something you need, you won't get it. So if you need money, it will give you nanites. If you need nanites, it will give you money. That is such law, and that is this game. And that's what sometimes makes it very interesting. I do love when there's challenges in games. I've never been a big fan of those type of games where you get everything just to appear and be there. that's kind of I find it boring. I want to have this yes feeling when you get something you've been working hard to get. Just sitting on your behind and waiting. Ah, now I got it! Mommy, you can have your credit card back. Oh. No, that's I don't like that kind of games, and I know I have viewers which share that belief as well. If you really want a game where you want to make it so easy that you hardly have to do anything, get a single player game and use some cheats or play on the simple setting. I have absolutely no problems with that. But don't play online games, for instance, where you can get an advantage by paying your way through it. Play with your skill set. Learn to be better at the game. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting practicing a video game. That's not fun. No, that's true, but it is fun because it's funnier to win games than it is to lose them. And it's funnier to play games you are actually good at than play games where you suck and you pay to become better without being better. And everyone is calling you a noob or worse because you have no clue how to play the game, but you paid the money to actually get what other people have really tried hard to get by using their skills. I don't believe at any time anyone should complain about players being less gifted in an online game if they're trying to learn the game. Because that willingness to learn it is worth something. At least the respect from other players. And always remember, as a good player, if you play with the less good, if they were not there, you would be the less good, and someone better than you would take you out. It's the food chain all over again. See, this is the type of mission I talked about, which can be a little bit tricky because you need to collect something, and it's finding that on a space station and buy it, and I don't even know, I might have it on my starship, I don't know. No, I just sold out most of what I had. So, no, I didn't. So, if you can remember you've seen it a couple of space stations ago, then yeah, go for it. But otherwise, it can be a long chase to find the proper economy system that sells it and get it and hand it in and come around with it. So it can be a time-consuming exercise. collect one antimatter is a little bit easier because you can make that. So I need antimatter. And it will say I already have it because I actually make it. No, I'm lying. I'm storing it on my freighter, but I can make it myself. It just takes chromatic metal and condensed carbon, and you can make it. But I store it and make it into warp cells because I can use that on my ships. Well, I don't use much on this one because I actually use these, which is free to get. Sometimes risky, but free to get. So with